Hi, Robert. I'm so thrilled and amused by your article posting today. I've just read it, and I think it's titled Doomed by Zoom, Piecing Between Meetings Could Save Your Life. It is so funny and so true. I'm going to call you because I need to know which organization this was. A blue chip local organization. First of all, I have videos on my YouTube channel. I talk a lot about Netiquette. Netiquette is really etiquette, but etiquette on the net for professionals, because now we've all gone online and it's about our brand, it's about our organization's brand and how you show up. And it's so important. And please watch my videos, but I have more. Only last week, a fellow Geno's emotional coach and I were talking to a major financial institution, over 500 people in 3 countries, on really the online behavior that is required, planning and organizing, dressing, the way you appear, your branding. And this is just taking me back to that meeting. First of all, a big no-no. Having these links that are perpetual, this is really a breach of privacy, of protocol. How do you have a virtual link that you can be talking to an employee on performance appraisal, whatever it is, and outsiders can also log in and listen? This just made me feel horrified. We have a particular section, and I'm going to run some videos on it, I think, on online behavior. And there's some core rules on Netiquette. And the core rules, and I want to read them off because this is really important. First of all, there are 10 rules. 1 is remember the human. These are humans like you. They have feelings. So all this emotional intelligence of being self-aware, aware of others, being authentic, understanding that we're all human, respect one another. 2, adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. So for this person to be telling off an employee and then others are joining in and they don't even notice, it's like leaving the door wide open when you're talking to a staff about their performance or about behavior or anything of that sort. So that's really a big no-no. Number 3, know you're in cyberspace. So be aware. 4, respect other people's time and bandwidth. This person was replying and then she cut them off and said, hard stop. Doesn't even listen to them. I'm really shocked. Number 5, rule number 5, make yourself look good online, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Totally lacking in all those respects. First of all, none of them were on camera. The meetings, when you have small groups, should always be on camera unless it's a webinar. We always say that communication, only 7% of it is words. We have almost 30% there is to do with tonality. And then we have 55% of it is got to do with body language. So you're losing so much of communication when it's like a deep devoid. It's like you're in a hostage crisis in some bunker somewhere. So unless it's really the internet challenges, and if you're a professional, you should be investing money to have a strong internet band or asking your company to. It really is a requirement that you show yourself online so that people can get the full communication and you can hear others' communication from tonality, from body language, and the words themselves. Rule number 6, share expert knowledge. Rule number 7, help keep flame wars under control. All those ceasing everybody and everybody's got their special tough. Rule 8, respect other people's privacy. There's a breach of that privacy in this instance. Rule number 9, don't abuse your power. These individuals honestly, definitely abusing their powers in this discussion with the employee. Rule number 10, be forgiving of others' mistakes and your own too. So out of these 10 rules, these are the basic pillars. I think this person breached at least over 8 of them, from what I see. Now, there are other guidelines in terms of the actual session itself. These are broad foundation, but in terms of the session, and you did the right thing, rule number 1 is always log in early. This is a first rule of professional etiquette, I say at most 15, at worst 5 minutes, but always log in early. Like you say, you don't want people looking up your nostrils. 2, I talked about the camera. Keep the camera on, switch on to video and ensure your name is reading correctly. 3, minimize the use of chat line. Many of us don't even know that the owner of the chat line can download those chat messages, the ones that you send to everybody. So use only the chat line or email for use when you're having problems with that particular session or that you've been asked to give comments to the people presenting. Number 4, learn to mute your microphone and video if requested. So everybody's saying, you're on mute. That's a little big words. 6, ensure you're in a quiet and comfortable environment. 6, avoid multitasking. People don't know that when you're multitasking, you're on the phone, you're writing an email, we can hear that you're not fully present. We can feel it. If you can feel other people are not really present and listening, they can do the same for you. So really avoid those distractions in particular. Number 7, actively participate in a meeting or a training. 8, return promptly from breakaway rooms activities. 9, raise your hand when you want to ask a question or contribute. Don't shout out, and because when 2 people are talking, you just can't hear the conversation. So raise your hand. There's so many gadgets on the computer, and then leave when you're asked to leave, i.e. switch off and say end. I go to webinars and the meeting has ended, and for us organizers, we want to sit back and reflect on lessons learned. How did it go? And a number of people just stay on to the meeting for the next 20 minutes. We have to remove them physically. My question is, don't people have other things to do? So it's very important to leave. Of course, for company meetings, there are other 5 things that we tell companies they need to do to ensure that everybody has the access and rights to the software. There's software and hardware. There's so many types of meetings. I've gone into another one called Blue Jeans. So it's important to really ensure that you go on it, you practice, you download the app so that you understand each app is so different. Many of us are used to Zoom, but there are many others. Now, another one for companies, invite only who's necessary. This is not like those emails you see the whole world because you have to cover your back. Call people by their name, and that's why it's important to change your name. At every meeting, for example, when a meeting of coaches, we all write coach, if we're having with outsiders, so people can know this is a coach, it's not a coach, or change the name with the company, your company, and then your name, so that when you're having meetings of outsiders, everybody can know these are the company's people and these are the outsiders from a different company. Set effective goals and agenda for this meeting. That's the worst thing. People are not setting up agendas. That's why this person was set up. How do you start hunting for people to join the meeting if they had not responded, yes, they'll attend? You should waste 15 minutes, keeping everybody on hold, ruining the reputation of that brand and that company. Then you come back and say, okay, I can't find anybody, but tell me, what do you want to say? And then eventually after that time saying, oh, we have got very good suppliers until next year. Why didn't you just start with that? So there was no effective agenda. As no goal. The goal would have been perhaps simply to listen to you and appreciate you and understand you and say, well, thank you very much. That's what we wanted to do. We'll come back to you. Very rude. And of course, be prepared for technical difficulties. You've made my morning worth it. I have laughed over this article that you've written today, Robert. I want to see if I can post this as a verbal video to the reaction, because sometimes it gets so difficult to type, but I'm so amused. And it is so true. People have very funny behaviors when it comes to online professional behavior. And I think the more we share this kind of articles through yours and mine and others and have an active debate will really be interesting. So thank you so much for amusing me. And I'm sharing also my viewpoints. For some of you who are going to watch this, go to my video at Mary Mokindia Coaching on YouTube, and I'll be posting more regarding this very important subject. Thank you all.